Hello, hi everyone. I just wanted to give my next update. I am going to be 30 weeks on Saturday. Today is Thursday. I do have a doctor's appointment here in about an hour. I don't think it's going to be anything new. I'm almost 30 weeks, so I'm pretty sure they're going to start talking about labor and delivery. And if you've watched any of my other videos, you know how determined I am to carry these babies full term. I believe that I will. So I'm not even making plans to give birth to these babies at 32, 34, any of those weeks. I'm not going to allow them to induce me either if that topic comes up. Anyway, I wanted to make this video because I wanted to talk about a couple things. The first thing being my weight. So like I mentioned before, I was 100 pounds overweight about a little over a year ago, and I lost 70 of that before getting pregnant again. So I was 30 pounds overweight, around 30 or 40. My goal was 100, but I probably could have lost 100 or 10 or 120 pounds to be at the lowest weight that I wanted to be. But anyway, I started out about 40 pounds overweight and was stressed out about how much weight I was going to gain during this pregnancy, and especially with it being twins. However, I have gained a massive amount of weight in my chest area, and to give you an example, I was between like a 36 double D and a E before I was pregnant, and now I am a 38J. Yes, a 38J. So if anybody says anything to me about my weight, then I would challenge them to take my breast off some kind of way and measure them and see how much weight they have gained by themselves before they start harping in on me about my weight. I think I am about 40 pounds up. And you know what, that's fine. I've gained it slowly and steadily and eating the proper foods. I'm not saying I didn't eat junk. I did, but not a lot at all. I wouldn't even have room for most of it after I ate everything that I was supposed to eat, all of the protein and all of the milk. And anyway, I ate really well, and I'm eating really well, and I stayed active. The next thing was about being active. Just within the last 4 or 5 days, all of a sudden I just can't move. My pelvic bone kills me. It's sore. It's something called pubic symphysis, and it's where your pelvis splits because it's getting ready to deliver the babies, and sometimes it splits further or earlier than it should, and it causes discomfort and pain. So I'm taking almost daily baths in Epsom salt, and it really relieves it for me. Not for long, but it does relieve it for me for at least a couple hours. It stops the throbbing pain right then, and then I'm not sore for at least a couple hours after. But I have to really take it easy. I have to sit down a lot and let my kids pick up things off the floor for me. I sit down and cook. I sit down and wash the dishes. So doing all those things has been helping to mitigate the pain, and I'm not one to take pain medication. Even if I have a headache or I'm in pain for something, I'll just figure out some other kind of way to deal with it. Next, I wanted to talk about the Sanctuary Birth Center up in Los Angeles. I'm in San Diego, it's 2 hours away. So I had mentioned before that the cost to give birth there will be $11,500, and they asked me to write a letter to their foundation stating why it would help my family and I to give birth there because I couldn't afford $11,000. They did get back to me, and they said they're really touched by my letter, and they took $6,000 off of the cost, which would leave me with $5,500. Now, we live on one income, and we just paid off all of our debt so that would be easier to do, and we're still living a life of sacrifice, which is fine because I want to be home with my kids. I want to be the one to raise my kids, and $5,000 is a lot. Is an extreme amount for us. It might as well be $25,000. Um, I told the CEO there, because she's the one who called me, and I told her, can I have the weekend to pray about it and talk to my husband about it and see what would be best for our family. And they said yes, of course. And by the way, they're very personable and they're very friendly there, and I feel like they truly cared about me and my pregnancy. And I've never even met any one of them in person. But anyway, I prayed all weekend, and to be 100% honest, I didn't feel like I got an answer yes or no. And that doesn't mean anything negative as far as what I'm learning about my faith in God. That doesn't mean anything negative. Sometimes what's been explained to me is sometimes God steps back to see, let our faith come into play. So on Tuesday, kind of like how you step back when you're teaching your kid how to ride a bike. But anyway, on Tuesday, Krista from the sanctuary called me, and at that point I was getting ready to ask our bank for a loan, and because my husband told me to. He said he knew how important it was to me, that these were most likely our last babies, and he knew I wanted to give birth in peace. And so I never wanted to take out a loan. I never wanted to take out a loan, but my husband told me to, and he said he'd get another job so that he could pay it off faster, so that we could pay it off right away. But I don't know, I didn't think that was fair to him or to me, because he's going to be going working all the time then if he has another job, and I'm going to be at home with 4 babies. So I was almost getting ready to do it, but then, and I even told him at the sanctuary that I was going to do it, and that we would most likely get it because our bank always gives us the money. But then I couldn't sleep that night, and I was stressed out about thinking about this added debt that we'd have, this added monthly payment, and I just got peace from God that it was okay for me not to take out the loan. So I called Krista in the morning, and I told her we weren't going to take out the loan, and we weren't going to be continuing to pursue this option of delivering at the sanctuary. So it made me sad. I cried a lot of part of the day, because that was my dreams of having a birth in peace gone out the window. But it also gave me peace, because now I know where I'm giving birth, and that is set. I know the course that I'm on for how I'm going to deliver these babies. One option was going to be, I didn't have to fight at all about them not clamping my cord, or not putting the eye ointment on my babies, or trying to take the babies away from me, or any of these things that I don't want. And the other course is, I need to go in there and I need to be forceful, and I need to advocate for myself. You're not giving me an IV. I don't want this. I don't want that. And having either good staff that respect and honor my wishes, or have staff that are going to take it personal and try to take control, or do things to me or to my body or to my babies that I don't agree with. So that's the course that I'm on. So now that I know that, then I can set my plans and I can set my plans into action. So one of those was getting Kevin to read and study and memorize my birth preferences, because if I'm not able to say what I want, then he needs to be well versed in why I've come to the decisions that I've come to, because I've done a lot of research over the years over different things. So, and I also have a doula, so we're going to have a meeting, the 3 of us, and discuss these things. I don't even plan on going to the hospital until the last minute possible anyway, like I did with my son. I want to labor here at home where it's peaceful, and I can do the hard part while I'm at home. For me, the transition is extremely intense, and then the pushing is a relief. And I know for some women, I've seen where they've pushed for hours and hours and hours, but their transition didn't seem to be as intense as I would describe mine to be. I felt like the end of the world. I felt like everything, all of my plans and wishes were out the window as long as somebody could give me some drugs. But it went quick, the transition went quick, and then when I felt like I needed to push, it was so just, all the pain was gone, and then the ring of fire that they described for me was just very slight. It just felt like somebody was pulling me apart, and it was just slightly uncomfortable, but it wasn't like screaming pain. And my son came out in 2 or 3 pushes, and I'm hoping that it goes that easy again. So I believe that my body was created and designed to give birth, just like it was created and designed to sneeze when something gets up my nose, or cough when something gets down my lungs, or created and designed to grow when I'm a child. My body's designed to grow, and I know that things go wrong, and thank God for the trained professionals that are there and know what to do when things go wrong. I'm not against doctors or nurses or midwives. However, I am against treating my pregnancy as a disease, or treating my pregnancy from the standpoint of fear. I have faith in my God. Psalms 139 says that I was fearfully and wonderfully made, and I believe that wholeheartedly. So I am not going to make any decisions based on what if or based on fear. And I feel like the people that I'm having to deal with at the hospital are trying to force me into that. So I'm going to talk to her today about that and tell her, this is where I'm coming from, and this is my basis, my belief in God, and my belief in how He created my body, and that I am able to give birth to these babies. If something goes wrong, then you can do something, but you're not going to do something in case of things going wrong. So I will keep you guys updated. I know I didn't have much to say. My whole purpose is not even to do these vlogs, but it helps me to talk through my feelings. So I see why people do them. But I'm hoping that they will allow me to record my delivery at this hospital. The last hospital that I gave birth at didn't allow it. My sister did it anyway. But in order to get good quality shots, I hope that the video recording is allowed it, because I want to show how mommies of twins can give birth in peace and are able to do it too, even in a hospital. So I'll keep you guys updated, and I'll probably give you another update in about 2 weeks when I'm 32 weeks along. Bye.